Sugar daddies and blessers, commonly known as sponsors in today's society. The question being, why are young girls in the university the majority who fall victim? Recent studies suggest that 25 to 50% of girls are enveloped in the sponsor culture at some point during their schooling. Research indicates that lack of options for university girls allows older men to sexually exploit them in exchange for financial support for school through the sponsor culture that has proliferated Kenya with social media. Our reporter Victor Seda speaks to Mercy, not her real name, to shed light on the major topics.
Back when I was in second year, first semester, I used to roll with this gang, my rich kids, of course. And so they used to get everything they wanted. And I felt pressured. So this guy called me and told me we met at the club. And he asked me for a meetup. I was like, okay, this is happening. Because I had this fantasy in my head. I wanted a luxurious house, of course, but I couldn't afford, sorry. And so when I went met him, mind you, I had a boyfriend with them. So for the first meetup, we went, and actually I noticed the vibe is right. It didn't act as a red flag for me. So he told me, because on the weekdays he'll be at work, we should meet on the weekends. It continued like that for almost 3 months. Now I used to go on Friday, jioni, and come back Monday asubuhi for the class. At home, vitu hazikuwa fiti. We were financially struggling. The sponsor asked me on a Friday morning, kaa naeza nikujia home sasa. Place tulikuwa tunakaa na boyfriend yangu. Na nikajua this guy will catch me. So I told him, hapana, I'm sort of busy today, but nipe tu location. Tutapatana hapo. I think I got too tipsy, and then I set my phone off. So mama kaanza kunitafuta, and she couldn't reach me, and she knew I was with my boyfriend. And that's when she called him. Akamuuliza where I am. So the guy akachukua simu akasema, si aliniambia anakuja home, na anakujanga home. Hapo sasa ndo ilimhit, though hakuniambia. So Monday ni ile nimerudi asubuhi, nimeingia kwa nyumba, umekuwa wapi? Like, nimekuwa home. Home wapi? Kwa mom. No, your mom said you are not at home. She called and looked for you. So hapo ndo nilijua, nimeshikwa. And so where do you get these flashy things? So I hid him. So nile, he bet me. Like, alinipiga kwanza. Alinigonga kwanza. Like, he first slapped me. And then akaniambia niache kumdanganya. So he hit me again. That was when I was, okay, acha tu nikwambie ukweli. Unajua tu venye home kuko. So like, I literally have to do this. Mwambia, mimi niko na mzee, naenda ananipeanga pesa. And that's what I've been going on the weekends. Akaniambia, sitakwambia chane na yeye, but we have to agree on something. Everything he gives you, it has to be half. We have to split it into half. So I said, it's okay. Because I felt entitled to stay with my boyfriend. Because kitu hadi ilikuwa inafanya tukae nika, I can't leave him despite all the beating and the agreement. Because mi hadi nikiingia hapo, nikianza kujuana na the sponsor, I was thinking about me. He basically saved my life. So ni ile kila kitu nilikuwa nafanya, I was like, I'm doing this because this guy saved me. So ni ile hadi singemwacha. I had an agreement with the Mbabas. I should not get pregnant. I have to use contraceptives. And I should not get an STI. I think 2 weekends later, the sponsor decided, I've bought her a house. So where else would she be? Acha niende. Akakuja. And the first time alinipiga. Juu aliingia kwa nyumba and he found the guy. Akanipiga. And then the guy was like, usimpige. Unajua tu adiwe ukipata nini msendo na financial life. So the guy acted as my cousin. So the sponsor apologized and everything. So me and my stupid self nikarudi kwake tena. Going back to him, I think my boyfriend alijam. So the contraceptives, the pills I was taking, he switched them. So when I came to sleep with him, I got pregnant. And I was not supposed to get pregnant. So I decided, let me put this blame on the sponsor. And he got mad. And he actually started beating me again. And he told me this was not in the agreement. Like, I have a family. Why did you do this? It's either you're bought or you get out of my life. Nilikata kuwa bought, so akaniambia we toka. Akani cut off and he took everything, including the house. So my boyfriend kuona nimetoka kila kitu, alijam na yeye. So akaanza kunipiga tena. Akaanza kuniambia, I wished I never saved you. Because the happy things zimekuwa short-lived. I went to hospital first and I found out I had miscarried. So nile unaoshwa. Then when I came back, I couldn't stay with the trauma. The trauma was too much. So I started getting depressed, self-harm. And honestly, I can never wish that on anyone. Nilitiangwa counselor. Because first, unakumbuka, of course, I miscarried because of violence. So I had to get over the violence part. Alafu sani get over the child part. So the PTSD from the rape, I started, nilikaa nimeanza sasa kurudi tena kwa depression. Juu nilikumbuka I was raped and then I lost my child. It was a tough call, of course. I had to be in therapy and I had to take antidepressants for me to stabilize, if I may use that word. The first thing I'll tell a person is it's okay not to be okay. Because there are many people in the world. Because ila time nilienda hosi, of course, I wasn't the only person who had miscarriage. There were other people. And ka you are in a bad relationship or a violent one, leave. Don't be selfish. Leave. No matter what, leave. Because in the end, utaumia tu bado. Whether you like it or not. Just notice some red flags and start pulling yourself away.
I'm sorry for what you experienced. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And I hope that you'll heal from this tragic experience and you'll never experience it again.
Gender-based violence, or GBV, is violence against someone based on their gender. It is rooted in gender inequality and harmful attitudes about the roles of women and men in society. Because of this, women and girls are at much higher risk of GBV. Sexual assault is a serious crime. Sexual assault, any type of sexual activity or contact that you do not agree to. Rape is a sexual assault, where there is penetration of the private parts or mouth by any part of another person's body or with an object. Sexual assault is still a crime if you are a sex worker, were using drugs and alcohol at the time, or if you are in a relationship with a person who raped you. It's not your fault. It's never okay. Help is available.